it off the track and into the streets. Camden Sports Productions and Naira Awards are proud to present At the Post Live, Sterling on Saratoga, a weekly behind-the-scenes discussion about the Saratoga horse racing season, hosted by nationally recognized racing expert and analyst Andy Sterling. Tonight's show is also brought to you in part by Timeform US and Capital OTB. Now, live from the Parting Glass Pub in downtown Saratoga, here's Andy Sterling.
So I want to thank everybody for coming down and welcome everybody back to our 4th year of At the Post Live, our 3rd year here at the Parting Glass. We've got a great crowd. I think it bodes well for the season. Thanks everybody for coming. And I got to tell you, I know it's been about a year since we've been here, but I feel like we were just here a few months ago, and it's just great to be back. And what a great way to start the meet out. Obviously, the races start tomorrow, opening weekend at Saratoga. Everybody pretty excited for opening day at Saratoga tomorrow? I'm excited too. I'm also really excited to have the guy next to me sitting here. Now, if you're following New York racing at all, and I'm sure you are, you're always aware of apprentice riders that come to town. And if somebody could help me to try to get rid of this echo in my ears, I'd be even better. Anyhow, we get a top apprentices, or apprentices come to New York every year. That's better, thank you. And, you know, a lot of them will get a lot of attention during the winter. And some of them have been successful, like Naira Ortiz, who's one of the top riders in New York and in the country. And often we'll have apprentices that don't do as well. But the guy next to me, Angel Cruz, showed up in New York less than a year ago, and we're going to discuss that, and he'll give me the exact details. And he has made a great impact, and no longer has the bug, but this is his first year in Saratoga. How are you enjoying being in Saratoga so far?
I'm excited to be here. It's an amazing feeling to be in Saratoga with one of the best riders in the country, and I just feel it's a pleasure to be here.
Is this your first? Have you been here before?
No.
When did you get to town?
What?
When did you get to town this year?
I got here on Sunday, and I started working on Monday. And
been riding in the mornings?
Yes.
Have you ridden at all of the different tracks? You know, the main track and the Oklahoma?
Yes, I've been on the turf, I've been on the Oklahoma, and I've been on the main track.
You're figuring it out?
Yes.
The thing that I find most impressive about Angel is that when I make fun of him on the air, instead of him sulking and getting mad, he actually listens and tries to Richard Migliore and I do a show called Trips and Traps, which, by the way, if you guys are not watching Trips and Traps, you probably should be thrown out of here right now. It is the greatest show we do. But we were critical of him. You talked to Richie, and you've talked to Richie a lot. I know he's been very helpful to you.
Yeah, he always gives me tips, and if I do something wrong, he comes down and he tells me what I did wrong, and I try to fix it, and it's been working out because I fix a lot of things during the winters, and I improve a lot.
So you come to New York, and when did you first start riding in New York?
I started riding in November.
So you were right at Aqueduct on the main. You didn't ride at Belmont at all?
No, I started at Aqueduct.
So the interesting thing is that most of your early experience, at least in New York, first of all, where did you ride before you came to New York?
I rode in the Maryland circuit, and then I rode at Charlestown too, Charlestown, West Virginia.
Wow, talk about a bull ring. How was that?
It was fun. I learned a lot.
So you come to Aqueduct, and you haven't ridden Saratoga yet, but you've ridden at Belmont. Do you think the Aqueduct inner track, where you really cut your teeth in New York racing, to me it seems like it might be the toughest oval actually to ride on. Is that true or not?
It's tough to ride in the inner track, but when you get the hang of it, it's easy for you.
So when you talk about adapting and your riding style, how much time do you spend preparing every night before you start riding?
Before I start riding?
Before you come to the track that day and you look over your mounts and look over the races.
In the morning when I go to the jocks room, I always read the form and I read my horses that I'm riding, and I study the other horses before I go to the race, and I do in the exerciser, I practice before the race.
That's the horse. That's, if you're not familiar with it, it's an exercise machine, but it's actually a horse that's in the jockey's room.
Yes, and I just study the other horse, and I study my horse, and I ride my race.
Do you also use the replay machine in there? I know I've seen you on it before.
Yes, I use it when I don't know a horse. I use it to see how the horse ran, and I watch his best race, and that's what I try to do.
Now, your agent, Billy Castle, who's here, he also handles Cornelio Velasquez's book. I know Cornelio doesn't really talk to anybody. Does he talk to you and give you any pointers?
Yes.
He does, really?
He's like the daddy in the jocks room. He talks to us, and he always talks to me, and he's been good to me, and he always give me good tips.
Do you find, I mean, it's an odd situation, obviously, because you're in the room, but you're all competing for the same piece of the pie, essentially. Do you find that the riders, the older riders especially, have been helpful?
Yes, they have helped me a lot, and I've learned so much, and that's why I become a better rider now.
You are a rider, and I really believe this, we would watch you and we talk about mistakes you might be making, and you are somebody who's adapted a great deal. Now, you lost your bug at the end of May or April?
At the end of May.
You had won the Aqueduct meeting, the title of the meeting. That's
yes.
pretty impressive.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Really? Is he allowed in bars, actually? He's not drinking. I'm drinking, but he's not drinking. So you've got to be one of the youngest riders to win any title at Aqueduct in quite a while, I would assume, or at least the main track title.
Billy?
So. Was he? Really, that's pretty impressive. So how has the transition been from losing your apprentice allowance, your bug per se, to becoming a journeyman rider?
It's been tough, but I've been working hard, and David Jacobson supported me since the beginning, and he still does, and he still gets me on the right track.
Now, coming to Saratoga, obviously, one of the most important things getting off and doing well. I was looking through the entries. You've got some live mounts. Now, Kieran McLaughlin's here. He's sitting with Dave, and he's the next guest. Kieran, you're gonna give him some mounts, right? Some live mounts. You are, right? Right? Come on, be nice. Okay, he's lying, but he's going to give me a mounts because I'm going to torture him later. So coming to Saratoga, what are you looking forward to in Saratoga? Obviously the competition, the riding, and such, but being in the town, if you had a chance to do anything other than work?
I would like to go to the lake. I want to see the lake. I want to see, walk around the town, because here is beautiful. I love it.
Kieran has a house at the lake, actually, so he'll definitely invite you out. And you've probably got a boat, right? You could take him out. So Kieran's taking you out in the boat Tuesday, I assume. We'll talk about it when he gets up here. The lake is not, I actually learned to water ski, which is pretty remarkable because I'm lucky I don't fall down the stairs when I come. So the town is great. Obviously, you want to behave yourself, and you're only 20, so God forbid anybody goes into a bar when they're underage. I never did that. I'm so old, the drinking age was 18, actually, when I was growing up, so I didn't go to bars until I was 16. Walking around, now, jockey karaoke. That's August 3rd, I believe, at Vapor. Will you be participating in jockey karaoke?
Yes, I will be participating.
What are you going to sing? Do you have any idea?
I'm going to sing and I'm going to dance too.
Really? Singing and dancing by yourself, with others? You working on something?
By myself, I think. Maybe with somebody else, but...
You guys don't want to miss that, right? I mean, that's August 3rd. I think it's 7:30 at Vapor. It's out at the Racino, and that's to benefit the PEJF.
PEJF, yes.
That's a great thing. And that's one of the most popular things here all summer.
Yeah.
So you'll be singing.
I'm going to enjoy it.
Now, do you win? Is there a prize? Are you going for something?
No.
No prize?
No.
Okay, there should be a prize for that. But that's actually a really fun thing, and you'll do that out there. Now, as far as riding, one of the things I've found in watching apprentices and young riders such as yourself that come here, the difference between riding the dirt and turf. I would guess when you started riding in New York, you probably didn't have a lot of experience riding the turf.
No, I didn't. It was tough to ride on the turf.
Have you found it's helped you in all of your riding, even going from the turf to the dirt in general, riding the turf courses?
Yes, it helps me. It helped me now. I save more ground than I used to. Now I save horse, I save ground now in the turf, and that helps me in the dirt too.
What about riding the Belmont, the inner turf course, where you've got that first? Talk a little about that mile and the 16th races. You kind of go up like a hill in a straightaway and then take a left turn, right?
Yeah.
It's a little scary. I mean, it's got to be a little scary.
It's weird, but at that time you gotta just take a really good hold of the horse and it just goes.
Now, when you talk about that, those paces, if people watch New York racing, you often see the first quarter when we run mile and the 16th races on the inner course are very slow. A lot of that is due to the fact that you take a sharp left turn less than a quarter mile into the race.
Yes. When you take that turn in the hill, you gotta be careful because some horses they trip. But when you take a really good hold and you slow the pace, if you're in the front, you'll be good on going on mile 16.
So how great is it going to be in Saratoga?
It's amazing.
I mean, it's not even opening day. You're up here with me, with all these people, and he's a really good rider. So when you see his name, don't go, oh, that guy. He's good. I'm telling you, he's good. You're going to have a great meet-up here, and it's going to be so exciting. You're going to learn a lot. You'll be with Billy, and Billy's going to pay for dinner every night, right?
Yeah.
When you're not eating at Kieran's house, that is. Okay, that'll be good. Angel, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us up here. Everybody, Angel Cruz.
Thank you, guys.
At the Post Live is brought to you by Capital OTB. Watch, wager, and win with Capital OTB.